Okay guys, I've never done something like this before, but what I want to do is I'm about to make lunch and I'm going to show y'all how to make a very easy low calorie meal that will actually fill you up. Alright? Um, yeah, if for some reason somebody who doesn't know me sees this video, I used to weigh 307 pounds. I am down to around 265 now. I started doing the military diet, but I've also started looking at calories and how what I should eat and everything. So I still have a little bit to go before I get to my goal weight, but my blood pressure's down to normal. I'm reaping the benefits of actually being healthy. But a lot of people, they get too lazy to cook, or they just decide to do they give up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a really easy meal to make. In fact, you can use your microwave, and it takes about 5, maybe 10 minutes. All right. All this is going to be chicken and rice, and we're going to have a salad. But normally I would use cheese, but like an idiot, I left it out last night, so it went bad. So we're gonna make chicken and rice. Let me just show you what we're working with. I use a Steam Fresh brown rice. Comes with vegetables already in it. If you eat this entire bag, it's roughly 300 calories. So that's not too bad. If you I like to eat about a 500 calorie lunch. So I eat this a lot. I eat this like every other day. Then we're going to take a chicken breast. This is a perfectly portioned chicken breast. Let me show you the bag. My freezer's full of frozen vegetables now. But I get this is called Nature's Place. It's a chicken breast I get at Food Line. And each breast is 110 calories. So you can make it with olive oil, you can make it with anything, but that'll add calories to it. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to use Pam, because Pam has 0 calories. And just regular Pam has 0 calories, no fat, all that good stuff. We're going to cook it in a frying pan, in case you couldn't see that. Here we go. Now, my microwave is kind of crap, so what I actually do is I cook my rice a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to throw that in there. It takes about 5 minutes to cook. So I'm going to go ahead, hit the button, start it at 5 minutes. Alright, let me sit this down, hopefully you can see me. Alright, take your frying pan, spray it with Pam. Alright, I cook on high because I cook fast, because I have kids and I don't have time to make really fast meals. But what I like to do is I get my chicken breast. This is just a little thawed out. It's still kind of hard, because what I like to do is I used to be and to a point I still am, big heavy eater. So I like to fillet my chicken breast as many times as I can, because it makes me feel like I'm eating more than I am. So little tricks just to help you get skinnier, or get in better shape. I think you should be happy in your skin, but you should also be healthy in it. So I'm actually going to call this a cooking video when I post it. It's going to be called Fat Man Friendly. But what I want you to do is take your chicken breast, you take it and you just take your knife. You can use any kind of knife you want to. It does not matter. You do not have to be Emeril Lagasse. All I do, be careful you don't cut yourself, because that sucks. If you do, get a Band-Aid. I just fillet little pieces of chicken off of it. This will make it cook faster. That way, if you really only have 5 minutes, it'll be done by about the time the rice gets up. And makes it cook faster. And the trick I'm going to show you to keep it from drying out and turning into garbage, you're really going to like this. Hey Parker, my youngest son, is at my leg right now. One of the things that sucks about cooking around kids is you have to be half a football player, half a goalie, soccer player, hockey player. You gotta be just protecting them from the stove the same time you're cooking. And now I'm doing this with I would not call this a cooking show, but for lack of a better word, I'm essentially doing a mini YouTube, Facebook cooking show. Alright, so I almost got this filleted enough. You can hear it, it's starting to cook. I'm going to just fillet a little more off of this and rinse my hands off. I got some soapy water in the sink right behind me. And then I'll show you how we season the chicken. Look out, Parker. Move my knife so he can't see it. Rinsing my hands off. Alright. So, what we're going to do, still got some time left. What we're going to do is I season with Mrs. Dash. Mrs. Dash has no sodium. It is nothing but dried up herbs. So if you look down at the chicken, I don't think you can see it. There's the chicken right now. It looks kind of bland and boring. I sprinkle Mrs. Dash on the top of it. Check it out. There we go. Look out, Parker. So I sprinkle Mrs. Dash on it, and if you want to get fancy, this has no calories in it, but it does have sodium. If you're on a low sodium diet, do not use this, but if you want to just add a little bit extra flavor, this is roasted garlic and herb Grill Mates. I sprinkle just a very little on that, just to add a little bit extra so you can have some flavor. Now the thing I like to do with this, and this is how you keep this from drying out since it's so small, is, look out buddy. Alright, what I do is I get it cooking. When it starts to turn white, I'm going to flip it, but when you get the herbs into the bottom of the pan where this doesn't have oil, it will start to dry out, and it'll also start to burn, and then the house fills up with smoke, fire alarm goes off, and you got to deal with all that stupidity. What I actually do is when I go to flip it over, once I get it soft enough, once I feel that it's done, and I'll flip it in a second so you can see it, we're going to put a little bit of water in the pan. Not a lot, because you don't want to turn it into boiled chicken, but if you put a little bit of water in the pan, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan, you will actually get the chicken, and those dried herbs from the Mrs. Dash will rehydrate. It'll soak into the chicken a little bit. It'll keep your house from smoking up, and it'll also keep your chicken tender. Alright, so if you look, lift the pan up so you can see, there we go. Good. If you look, the chicken's already starting to turn white. We got 30 seconds left on the clock over there. I started that just a little bit too early, but that's fine. I'm going to go ahead, flip the chicken over so you can get a look at the top of it. There we go. One thing I like to do is if I have leftover vegetables, I like to throw some green beans and broccoli into this. But just so you can get a look at this, the chicken is nice and brown on one side. So what we do is I flip it over. Microwave is done. I flip that over. Just let my rice sit in the microwave for a minute. I flip this over. I got some water right here. I drink a gallon or more of water a day. You should start doing that if you can. Your body maintains water weight, so you will actually lose 15 pounds, but it's kind of a parlor trick by drinking over a gallon of water a day. So all I'm going to do is, if you look, I'm just going to sprinkle enough water in here to coat the bottom of it, get it nice and frying. Whoa, fogged up. Do not do that if you are using oil. Oil will explode if it gets water in it. Only do what I just did if you are using PAM. Again, do not do that if you are using oil. Now I want you to look. See, the water's already started to dry out of it because I don't put a lot of water in it. I do that once or twice, just so one, it heats it thoroughly and I feel that it cooks a little bit better. Keeps it from drying out. And the last time I do it, I sprinkle a little bit more water in than I did the first time. Alright, and what that's going to do is I'm going to take the Mrs. Dash, and while that is steaming in there, I sprinkle just a little more Mrs. Dash into it so it can get a little bit more flavor. That way, if the chicken's a little bit bigger and you're in a hurry, the boiling water will actually help it cook faster. And the meal will not be, it will be done quicker. Now, I did have a piece of chicken in there that was just a little bit bigger than I normally do, so I'm going to cut it real quick for you. We're going to look and see if it's done, and like I said, this meal is pretty much done in almost 10 minutes. Give me just 1 second. Alright, that's looking good. Okay, if you look, the inside of the chicken is nice and done. It's dripping just a little bit. Now, one thing I like to do while there's a little bit of water, I don't do this if I have cheese, but like I said, I don't have any cheese because like a dummy, I left it out last night. While there's still a little bit of water left, I like to tear open my brown rice, pour it directly onto the top of my chicken, let it sit there just for a second so it can crisp up a little bit. Check it out. Let me see. There we go. All right. So from that, I just take it. It's okay, buddy. Look out. I take it. I mix the rice up just a little bit so that it can get a little bit of that seasoning that's in the bottom of the pan. It can absorb a little bit of the water. And there we go. This is done. Now this, without cheese added to it, this is a 410 calorie meal. I'm going to add a salad with no dressing, which does suck when you're first getting used to it. A salad with no dressing, which you can eat 2 cups of lettuce, and that's only 15 extra calories. So you end up getting a really big meal, even for a former fat man. Again, this is fat man friendly. You get a really big meal that can fill you up for only dirty bowl. You get a really big meal that can fill you up, and it's only gonna be around 430 calories. Now, if you add cheese, I use 2 pieces of mild cheddar. That adds an additional 120 calories, so you're looking at a right around a 510 calorie meal. No, 300 plus 5. Right around a 600 calorie meal. Sorry about that. Math is not my strong suit all the time. But anyway, all I'm going to do, just so you can see it, and we'll be done with this video. Again, it took only about 11 minutes, and it would have took a lot less had I not been talking on the video. But I just cook it, wash my pan later. This is what you're looking at. This is chicken and rice. You could throw cheese on it, some leftover vegetables if you have some. I'm going to eat this, and then I'm going to eat a bowl of salad. I don't think you need to see how easy it is to make a salad, but I'll show you. Give me 1 second. All right, all you're going to do, buy a bag of lettuce, rip the top open, eat it. All right, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Again, I wanted to share something really easy because I saw a post a couple weeks ago about people not knowing what to eat to be healthy. All right, chicken is one of the best, it's one of the easiest proteins and cheapest you can eat. You do not have to go broke eating healthy. Those brown rice packets are, I can get them for $5 at Food Lion. So my whole meal, the most expensive thing is that chicken, but you get 8 breasts for like $7. So I could eat this every day for a week. You know, it would get boring after a while, but I can eat healthy for under 20 bucks. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, this is, I'm going to call this Fat Man Friendly. I hope y'all have a good day. Thank you.